2024 NBA draft is officially over, but there are still moves being made in the NBA with rookies heading to some teams for summer league action. And on today's show, we are going to look at the top 15 undrafted free agents that signed after the NBA draft. I am Nic Rohloff, but make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we are going to be live on Sunday afternoon like we were for both days of the NBA draft, breaking down the opening moments of NBA free agency, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. We will be live much before that, so come join us and see what happens when free agency officially opens on Sunday afternoon. All right, the top NBA UDFA, in my eyes, and according to my big board, was P.J. Hall, the forward from Clemson. He signs with the Denver Nuggets. I was a big fan of Hall at the collegiate level, and his ability to space the floor in the NBA is something that's always going to be something sought after from NBA teams. He was number 36 on my big board. He averaged 18 points a game at Clemson, shot a little bad from three in his final year at 31.5%, but he's been a good shooter his entire career. And he has a pretty good vertical, man, 39.5%, 6'8". I think he is going to be a perfect, long-term potential answer for the Aaron Gordon question on how long he'll stay. I'm a fan of P.J. Hall and his fit in Denver. I'm also a fan of the other UDFA that the Nuggets signed. They have more than just two, but these were the top guys. And Trey Alexander, the guard from Creighton, is someone who also cracked my big board and I thought should have been drafted, coming in at number 47 to be exact. 6'3", 6'10.5" wingspan. He's just smooth, can score at all three levels and defend. That size profile, as well as his experience as a Blue Jay in Creighton, makes him one of the top UDFAs available. Good on Denver to grab two of the best. Keshad Johnson was another top guy, the forward from Arizona. He came in at number 48 on my big board. 6'7.5", 6'10", wingspan, very explosive athlete, shot 53% from the field and 38% from three a year ago for the Wildcats. Started his career at San Diego State and then went to Arizona to round out his collegiate year. He will fit in very nicely for Miami. And the Heat, they're usually good at getting undrafted free agents. Might have done another one with Keshad Johnson. 3 down, 12 to go. Who is the best UDFA signing that has already happened? Let me know a name down below. It could be the Heat. And listen, I'm not going to lie, the top 4 UDFAs that signed, they just happen to go to the two teams. This one's Zyon Pullin, the guard from Florida, who came in at 51 on my big board. Excellent shooter, 15.5 points a game last season for the Florida Gators. Shot 44% from three. He is a point guard that can dish it as well. The Heat get a forward and guard. The Nuggets get a forward and guard. These two are my top 2 teams in terms of winning the undrafted free agency period. The Philadelphia 76ers get an intriguing prospect here in Justin Edwards in UDFA. I have him at 57 on my big board, but fun stat here on Edwards, he is actually the first player in history to be ranked as the number 1 overall recruit and then go undrafted in the next NBA draft. Quite the disappointment for Edwards. When you watch his film at Kentucky, nothing really stood out. He can shoot it a little bit off the catch, and he can score in bunches, but he just wasn't good overall. He was not as good as Antonio Reeves, who got drafted. Not as good as Reed Shepard or Rob Dillingham, other freshmen who ultimately won in the top 10. He was just a disappointment at Kentucky. I thought he should have went back to college to refine himself one more time, but evidently wants to come out and did not get drafted. My comp for him, by the way, fun one, more athletic Georges Niang, also formerly a Philadelphia 76er. How about this one? DJ Burns, the center from NC State. I had absolutely no idea that he was going to get drafted, and this is just really quite the story. I mean, no one really had him as an NBA player. I still don't think he's an NBA player. But then he goes nuclear in March, dominates the ACC tournament, dominates March Madness, takes NC State all the way to the Final Four. Ultimately came up short and could not get the job done as they lost to Purdue. But NC State was a fun story with DJ Burns at the helm. Obviously, he's a very big guy, but he has good footwork and good touch around the rim. I'll be intrigued to watch him in Summer League, that's for sure. The Bulls get Marcus Domask, the forward from Illinois, who just missed my big board. He was at number 70 overall, but he's a do-it-all type guy for the Fighting Illini a year ago. He obviously stays in that state playing for the Chicago Bulls now. Domask, he can shoot it, he can defend, he can rebound. I like his game, and he's a sneaky candidate to make that Bulls roster or at least grab a two-way contract. All right, make sure you are subscribed to the channel we mentioned. Make sure you're subscribed for Sunday's NBA Free Agency live show, but subscribe for rumors every single day as well, because we're going to bring it to you no matter what. Reece Beekman, the guard from Virginia, goes to the Golden State Warriors. Good pickup for the Warriors here. He came in at 63 on my big board. Undersized guard, but playing at Virginia, he knows how to defend. He's a very good distributor and facilitator. Not the best offensive guy, but if you're looking for someone to be a pest defensively, but also dish it out, Reece Beekman is someone that you'd like quite a bit. Another guy that I had on my big board pretty high, Jalen Bridges, the forward from Baylor. I actually had him all the way up. Let me make sure I have my number correctly here. At 46, yes, that's the right number on my big board. So I had a real draftable grade on him. And the reason why I like Bridges is because of his length. 6'6", 6'10" wingspan, and he could absolutely shoot the pill. 12.2 points per game last year for the Baylor Bears while shooting 41% from three and 82% from the line. 57% of his shots, by the way, came from deep, and he shot 41%. That's called efficiency to match your volume. I really like what he can provide. Also an athlete. I think he's going to make that Suns roster and be someone that helps them in their rotation this year, as they need cheap players to surround the big contracts of Booker, Beal, and KD. They also got Buie, the guard from Northwestern, and this one might be a little bit more difficult for him to make the roster. Could possibly get a two-way if he balls out in summer league and training camp. Buie was one of the top players in the Big Ten last year, doing it all for the Northwestern Wildcats. He can score, he can rebound, he's athletic. This is another guy I'd keep my eye out for if you're in the NBA world. And if you're a Suns fan watching, I think you're going to be happy with those two UDFA pickups. One of the most experienced college players there is, and Armando Bott, signs with the Utah Jazz. I don't think he'll make a roster, as I don't think he's an NBA guy. Kind of almost declined this past year in Chapel Hill. Harrison Ingram, who went to the Spurs in the second round, overtook him as the second best player on that team. But a tenacious rebounder, can finish inside. Fun dynamic as well. Center Walker Kessler, who knows if he's going to stay with the Jazz, but on the off chance Bacot makes that team, Bacot and Kessler were teammates at North Carolina, forming one of the better duos on the front court that Chapel Hill ever saw. And finally, Dante, another big man, heads to the Houston Rockets. Another player that cracked my top 60 and I thought should have been drafted, coming at 56th on my big board. He is just an athletic freak that can deter you at the rim. How about this size combination? 6'11 and a quarter, 260 pounds, 7'6" wingspan. Just a massive human being who averaged 17 points last year, 9 boards for the Ducks, while also rejecting 2 shots a game. And he showed up in the biggest moments. Had 25 points in the Pac-12 title game. Had 23 and 28 points in his 2 March Madness games. He showed up when the brights were the lightest. The only problem with Dante, well, he's very limited offensively. Can't really do anything outside of a little putback or a dunk or something like that. And he has a lot of injury history. Tore his ACL as a sophomore, battled injuries every year of his career. Don't know if he'll be able to be reliable to stay on the court, but the Rockets could have just got a sneaky backup center here. I like a Mitchell Robinson comp due to his length and inability to space the floor, but be a massive rebounder and rim protector. Isaiah Crawford, the guard/forward out of Louisiana Tech, finds a home in Sacramento. I had him just outside my top 60 at 65. I like this addition for Sacramento, and I have my eye out for him in the Summer League. Final 2 here, Blake Hinson, the forward from Pitt. He's just a flat-out sniper. Didn't have him in my top 70, but I do think this is someone that could blossom and come up to the scene here during Summer League in the California Classic as the Lakers play in both of the summer events. Hinson is someone that is going to work nicely with Dalton Connect in this summer, and I think those two are going to be snipers for that Lakers Summer League team. Last player we'll talk about today is Tristan Enaruna from Cleveland State, the forward heading to the Boston Celtics. He generated some buzz with the Miami Heat in the pre-draft process. Never thought he was going to be a second-round pick, but he is someone that can score the basketball, and I think that he is going to make some noise as well in the summer league. Celtics don't have many too young guys that are going to play. You're going to probably see Jordan Walsh, and Enaruna might be another top guy alongside Baylor Shireman and Anton Watson. All right, UDFAs are in, at least for the most part, as we also have the full 2 rounds done in the NBA draft. Who is the biggest winner from the NBA draft? It could be the Lakers getting Connect and Bronny James. It could be the Wizards. They got a good trio of players. It could be the Nuggets after the 2 UDFA pickups of PJ Hall and Trey Alexander, pairing that up with Deron Holmes in the first round, like what the Denver Nuggets did to try to get back on the mountaintop. All right, make sure you are following me over on Twitter as I'm talking NBA content and breaking down the news and rumors every single day. At Nic_Rohloff is the handle. I'll see you Sunday live for NBA free agency, so come join us.